Let's not waste your time. If you're looking for just another FabFilter Pro-C3 tutorial, just skip this video. It's not about that. In today's video, I want to talk about something that kind of piqued my curiosity. FabFilter Pro-C3 has quite a lot of updates compared to Pro-C2, but what I want to talk about is the sidechain signal. In the sidechain signal, you have filters, and well, they implemented the filters they had in Pro-Q4, which means there is also an all-pass filter in there. What's the point? Usually, using sidechain detection filtering is meant to filter out some frequencies or to boost some frequencies to get a compressor to react more or less to some frequencies. So it got me thinking, why on earth would you want to have an all-pass filter in there? Because all-pass filters do not alter the signal. It doesn't alter the level. The frequency balance stays the same. It's changing the phase. So I started trying things out. What does that mean? Changing the phase means also, well, changing the alignment of things. It means having an impact on the transients, right? And there is the really interesting thing that, to my knowledge, no other compressor offers. It gives an extra control on how the detection signal is reacting to your transients. Enough talk, let's dive into the session and let's see what it holds. And what I did here to let you really hear in detail what happens is, first things first, I choose the pumping mode because this is the one where, to my knowledge and to my feeling, the attack times and the release times are the sharpest. So it's getting you to hear the most of the compression kicking in and kicking out, right? Then I went for very short attack and very short release time. So we have really the strong effect of the compressor happening. Same goes with the strongest ratio and the full range of compression. So to say we have the fastest, strongest action of compression happening, right? And then I'll lower the threshold to get it squeeze the signal. First interesting thing is using this headphones button, which is the delta mode, and this will allow us to monitor the difference between the original signal and the compressed signal. Long story short, it is the way to hear how the compressor alters the signal. We hear the compressor is triggered by the kicks and some of the high-end content. So it's reacting very fast. If I would open the attack times, slowly it's reacting only on the kicks because those very short transients in the top end, the hi-hats, are too short, and so they don't play for long enough to get the compressor reacting, right? But let's get back to this setting. And let's open the sidechain part. Let's listen just to the sidechain signal for the moment. So the delta. So now I'm listening to the sidechain signal. What happens when I kick in the all-pass filter? I went for the strongest all-pass filter available, so with the most poles to get the strongest effect of the smearing of the transients. It's getting a tone and it's smearing some of the transients. Let's go for something gentle. So let's reduce the Q factor for something very gentle. We agree this is barely audible. Let's now listen to the delta without this. There's not so much of a difference, right? But wait, there's more. Now let's move this, for example, to the low end. Notice how the attacks are changing now slowly on the kicks. All right, now let's get to something really extreme to let you feel how far this can go. Without all pass filtering, you hear the compressor is clamping on all those tiny transients. You feel the difference in quality here. We don't have the same sharpness on the attacks. But this is the delta we are listening to. It means that actually, without the all-pass filter, the compressor with this sharp attack time is clamping on all those transients and kind of shaving them off. And with the all-pass filter, because we are moving things across, we have less impact on those transients, and the compressor is kind of a bit smoother on them. Let's now play a bit with the position of that. See, now we have this kind of effect happening more on the bass line, on the beef of the kick, oh, compared to this. Total different vibe. One is really punchy, snappy, and a bit more squeezed. The other one is a bit more relaxed. Now let's listen to the impact of the compression on the audio signal between the two. Oops, sorry. Feel here what we had, the snappiness and the tightness we had on the sidechain. We feel now the impact on the audio material. Really tight, more relaxed. It's like the compressor is reacting more on those mids in a more squeezed way. This is more relaxed. What happens now if I open a bit those attack times? Let's say I'll go for something like 50 milliseconds on both. You feel the A version, the ones where we are squeezing the mids, is still more compact. Let's open it even more. Let's go for 80. This is already quite long. Here the difference starts to be less obvious. Yet we have some beefiness here in the lows. And we have something more compact, more punchy in this case. In this longer one, the difference is less audible in the subs. But when we have the all pass in the mids, it's even like the different attacks are not as tight. It's kind of more alive, more analog, in a good or a bad way. I'm not giving taste here. It's just like if you pay attention to the transients of the kicks and the attacks of everything happening in the medium, without this all pass filter, the compressor, in my impression, works in a more predictable and repetitive tone, while when we are adding the all pass filter, it's kind of shifting the tone. Pay attention again. Without, it's changing more. Obviously, I'm using here really extreme settings. What if I would even push the Q further? You see some of the peaks are higher as well, so it's changing the crest factor, because as we know, and if you don't know, please check my phase Bible. When changing the phase of a complex signal, you are changing the peak's positions. So What's interesting here is there is not a go-to way, and there is not a right or a wrong or a right way to address this. But I think it's a nice additional flavor where you have an extra control over the clamping on those transients and the tone the compressor is bringing. It's not going from peak detection to RMS detection, and this is something really important to note. So the point of attention here is this is working only because we are using peak detection signals, not RMS or not envelopes or not LUFS detections. It's very sharp detection, and the all-pass filter is changing the peak level, so it's changing what the detection circuit is seeing. There is no right, there is no wrong. It's just an additional feature that allows you some extra control and some extra flavors. To my impression, the biggest difference is getting somehow a compressor to be less predictable and a bit more alive, which is something that you might want or that you might not want. I hope it was helpful. If you like this content, be sure to like the video and to subscribe to the channel for more, and see you soon in another video. Take care and bye-bye.